I'm gonna come 6 times tonight. I'm gonna do all these techniques. I'm gonna take the time in my pleasure practice this evening to get it on with myself and experiment and have these multiple, incredible, different types of orgasms. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I probably clickbaited you into this video, and for that I apologize. I definitely did not have 6 orgasms last night. I probably had 1, maybe 2, probably just 1. Anyways, to give you some context, for those of you that have seen my last few videos, I keep mentioning that I am in the thick of it at our work outside of YouTube. It is our high season and we have just been working our asses off. I haven't had much time to dedicate to YouTube or to my personal hygiene. It's funny saying that, but yes, it's true. Sometimes I wake up, I don't even remember if I've showered or not. It's been a real crazy couple of months, but it is coming to an end very, very, very soon. And I've had zero sex drive. I've just been too tired to have sex, you know? When I go to bed at night, I'm like, oh, I just like, I need space. I need to be on my own. I just want to Netflix and chill by myself. And right now, Gab is in the city organizing some of our things, which means I am here by myself. And I decided to take advantage of that and indulge in a little pleasure practice. What is a pleasure practice, you ask? So think of a pleasure practice as kind of a yoga meditation practice, but instead of working on mindset, you are being intentional about your sexual and erotic energy of yourself. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And I did this with the help of none other than BEDUCATED. So before I get into my sex date with myself last night, let me tell you guys a little bit about BEDUCATED. It is the #1 online learning platform for sexual health and wellness. They have over 100 courses in so many different things. You didn't even know they made courses about things like yoni and lingam massages, and I know my audience loves massages, so definitely worth checking out. Pleasure positions, ecstatic sex, guided masturbation, which is kind of something that we're going to be talking about today. If you want to check out their library, you can absolutely do so for free for 24 hours. If you click on the link below this description and use my code Imperiale, then you can browse the library for 24 hours. And if you decide to join, you get 50% off their yearly subscription. You are going to be locked in at that price. It's a little bit of a end of summer sale that they are doing. And what's also really great is that they have a 14-day money back guarantee. So if you decide to join and you say to yourself, man, you know what, this isn't really my thing, no problem, no hard feelings. You just send them an email and they will take care of canceling your subscription and sending you back your money. So again, if you want to check out BEDUCATED and all the great courses that they have, just check out the link below this video. Use the code, but I don't know why I made that sound, Imperiale, and you get 50% off their yearly subscription. Now I'm gonna get into the course that I did with them last night. So despite being crazy busy with work the last couple of months and weeks, I have been doing a lot of reflection on my sexual desire, my sexuality, and so on. And I feel like at this point in my life and in my relationship, I'm really making that transition between spontaneous desire to responsive desire. Now, if you're not sure what those two things mean, then you could definitely check out the video where I explain them. So I'm learning a lot more about my body. I'm having a lot more conversations with friends and others who are somewhere in their late 30s, early 40s, who are also kind of rediscovering their bodies, rediscovering their sexual selves, learning how to have orgasms because they don't teach you this shit in school, and so on. Now, if you're a woman and you can relate to this, hands up emoji in the comments, or if you're a man watching this, then maybe you learned something from it. I first learned about this pleasure practice in an online women's sexuality group that I joined with a friend, and the concept intrigued me. You kind of compare it to a yoga or meditation practice where you would either schedule time out of your day or out of your week to go to a studio or do it from your house, and you get your yoga mat ready, you get your smudge, sage stick, whatever ready, your candles, your mandalas, like all the stuff you want to use in that practice to make it feel like a safe, relaxing space. But you would do the same thing in a pleasure practice. You would schedule time for yourself to get it on. So last night, that's exactly what I did. I decided to set myself up a little sexy date. I didn't have that much stuff with me because I'm literally sleeping in hotel room to hotel room. I change rooms every day almost. I just sort of fluffed the pillows, got the sheets ready. I put a little towel on the bed because I was gonna be using some coconut oil, and I definitely didn't want to make a mess. I mean, I didn't know how messy this date was gonna get. I didn't know how far we would go, or I don't know how far I would go with myself. So before the actual date started, I decided to do a little BEDUCATED course that was called 6 Ways to Orgasm. So the 6 ways where, let me see if I remember them. Clitoral, G-spot. Oh my God, why is the word cesarean coming to my head? That's obviously not the word. Cervix, not cesarean. Cervix. Nipple orgasm, anal, and multiple orgasm. And they have videos for everything, all right? So they have real life people with real life examples showing you up close and personal exactly how to master these techniques. I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that. Thank you, BEDUCATED. And I also thought that I would practice some edging. So for those of you who don't know what edging is, it's when you bring yourself close to orgasm and then you back off before reaching it, repeating this process many, many times over. Consider it like teasing yourself a little bit, stretching out the pleasure, making it amazing and juicy and good until you reach the end for the final intensive explosive orgasm that you're gonna have. In the video, they also emphasize that in order to reach climax in all 6 of the techniques, clitoral stimulation is necessary for almost all of them. They don't stand alone. You definitely need to work that clit. I mean, if I really, really wanna come fast, like usually when I masturbate, I just wanna orgasm and like, that's it. Just have the release and that's it. I'll use my magic wand. If I use my magic wand, I'll usually come in 2 minutes or less. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I really want to focus on my sexual energy and really listen to my body and learn what works for me, what doesn't work for me, not just for myself, but also for Gab, so I can better communicate to him what my needs are, so we can have much, much, much better sex for the rest of our lives. So at the end of the course, they also provide a 20-minute guided masturbation audio, which you can listen to. So I started the guide, but after a minute or two, I decided to stop. I knew it wasn't gonna turn me on. I wasn't in a listening to a guided instructions kind of vibe. I really wanted to put on some music and get in the zone. That's exactly what I did. And I just tried to remember the techniques that I saw in the video and just sort of do them in the best way that I could. Again, not put any pressure on myself to make things happen. Again, this is a practice. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to discover and explore and feel and kind of perfect with time. Now, in the video, they suggest that before each technique, you always start out with a little bit of foreplay. So yes, foreplay is not only meant for 2 or more people having sex. It's meant to be for yourself as well. So that consists of massages, your body, touching yourself like however much pressure you want, touching yourself everywhere, little like angel touches, working on your breathing, feeling the music, just like getting those nerve endings activated, starting to feel warm. Before you go into town with yourself, you wanna get ready. You wanna get in the mood. And it really, really makes a difference. So according to a study on the Kinsey Institute, 79% of women report that their arousal and orgasm rely heavily on external stimulation. And many women need at least 20 minutes to warm up. 20 minutes! Keep that number in your head because they are not wrong. Minimum of 20 minutes to warm up. So just relax and enjoy the journey. So my foreplay consisted of putting on some music. I lied on the bed. I was wearing a little tank top and some panties. Like I dressed sexy for myself. And I just started moving with the music and I started feeling my legs and my thighs and my arms and sort of playing with my hair and breathing a little bit. At one point, I even got up on the bed and there's a big mirror facing the bed. And I started like erotic dancing, staring at myself, just like looking at myself and saying like, ooh, Ali, you're sexy, and just feeling it all out, okay? I was getting in a vibe. For sure. And this definitely lasted about 15 minutes or so. I could feel my body getting warmer. I could feel my heart rate going up. I could feel myself getting out of my head. And then, you know, at one point I just started touching myself on my pussy a little bit and just started going to town. I did a little mix of everything I saw in the video in no particular order and for no particular length of time. Again, I was just sort of experimenting and practicing and just was going with what felt good. I did try some of the things that they recommended that I didn't try before as well. And when you really get into this kind of practice, because I've done it about 3 or 4 times so far, it really feels like some kind of spiritual, enlightening experience. It can be really powerful when you fully immerse yourself into it. You know, I hear the tantric people talk about this kind of stuff all the time about, you know, the energy, the breathing, I don't know, all that kind of, the energy work, you know, and the sexual flow and the desire and the energy within your body. I'm totally butchering this. Like, I don't know how to explain sexual tantra or tantra, but you get the vibe of what I'm trying to say. And I can understand how it can be very, 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 very powerful. So out of those 6, I think, from what I can remember, the only one that I really have success in is the clitoral orgasm. I don't think, from what I can remember, that I've had orgasms with the other. Probably the G-spot one, like a few times, but definitely clitoral is the one I have the most orgasms with. And as I've mentioned, you know, in my previous videos, I didn't even know that I needed clitoral stimulation to have an orgasm until like my early 30s. Again, they don't teach you that shit in school. I always thought it was P in the V orgasm, but you know, I was totally wrong. And I'm not ashamed to say it because I know there are so many women out there who think the same as I do. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna come 6 times tonight. I'm gonna do all these techniques. I'm gonna take the time in my pleasure practice this evening to get it on with myself and experiment, have these multiple, incredible, different types of orgasms that they talk about. And I can say that I succeeded. I succeeded to have my orgasm, and there was a little squirt as well. And that's actually the 2nd time that's happened to me. No, 3rd time. 3rd time that I've been able to make myself come clitorally with a little bit of squirt. And it's always a little bit of surprise when it happens. Then after I cleaned up, I made some popcorn and I watched a movie in bed. It was the perfect date night. It really was. Anyways, the goal of this video is really just to share my experience with you all and encourage some of you who are interested, or maybe you've never thought of trying something like this before, to look into pleasure practice and set yourself up on some sexy dates. Because I'm telling you, I had a great time. I was feeling so good after. I started to play some music. I got up, I started dancing in front of my mirror, and just like, I was just feeling good. The energy was flowing through me, and it could be a really positive experience for you. A few reminders for the penis owners watching this video. Just a reminder that we as women need a lot of external stimulation before we get in the mood. Keep that number, 20 minutes of foreplay before anything. So for those of you who come on my channel and write comments like, oh, my wife wants nothing to do with me, she's so not interested in anything sexually and so on, it's probably because she's not as into spontaneous desire as you. Like, she just can't turn it on like this, and she needs a lot of prep beforehand, and maybe you're not giving that to her, or maybe also she doesn't know how to do that for herself yet. So I don't want to pin it all on the men saying that you have to provide the foreplay for 20 minutes to get, you know, your partner in the mood and so on, because it's also our responsibility as pussy owners to work on our sexual energy, to channel that, to work on our desire and so on, and to be included in the foreplay as well. If this thought has never entered your brain before, go on Google, look up pleasure practice, see what kind of ideas, suggestions, and so on they give you, and just have a little bit of fun with yourself. Anyways, if you want to check out that video that I saw in BEDUCATED, again, you can click on the link below this video to check out their platform. And again, if you use my code Imperiali, you'll get 24 hours of free access to their library and also 50% off their yearly subscription. And they have so many great courses. I felt like I talk a lot in that video. OMG, every time I try to make my videos shorter, it never works. Never works. Anyways, practice makes practice. I'm just gonna keep on practicing until I feel like I can make my videos a little bit more coherent and cohesive, because most of the time I just feel like I'm rambling. That was my sexy date, friends. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Je vous aime. Bye.